Hello everyone! It's time for another card project using Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar, and we're up to day 15. So let's see what we're dealing with today. And it is another embossing folder. So I really liked the first one. It was a diagonal stripe. And this one looks like it's little dots or flowers. Let's take a closer look at this. Okay, here's a piece of cardstock. Hopefully this will allow us to see it better. And it looks like little dots. Very pretty. So I decided to create a sympathy card with this embossing folder. And I'm going to start out by inking up a white panel. These are some of the positively saturated inks from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm using pine, sage, and aspen. And I'm going for a very tranquil look on this card. And I just loved these soft greens. So I'm just trying to get a good blend between these three colors. I'm putting the lightest green at the top and the darkest green at the bottom. I use some mint tape to protect the rest of the card panel, and then I can just peel it off, and I have nice sharp edges on this. Now I can use the embossing folder, and I'm going to tape this in place. I ran it through my Platinum 6 machine, and here it is. I put my panel in my Mini Misty so that I could stamp out my sentiment, and this sentiment comes from a Spellbinders set called Love Never Fails. And I really liked this sentiment that says, Sending Prayers. I thought that was really a pretty font. And I stamped it out with some black VersaFine ink. I'm using some of the florals from a previous day. For my greenery, I used the same inks. I blended it onto a piece of white cardstock and just cut out the dies with this pretty green color. I chose some Dahlia pink cardstock for the flowers, and then a chamomile yellow for the largest of the flowers. And this is going to be a very simple card. I'm just going to put some flowers underneath the sentiment. The little yellow flower I'm going to pop up with a foam square just to add a touch of dimension to this card. And then I'll trim off this leaf, add a little bit of glue, and attach it to this small pink flower. And then I'll just glue this down flat over the sentiment. I'm going to add some gems around the sentiment as well. And these are Spectrum gems. I've been using these a lot. They're pretty, but they've just been out on my desk, and they seem to go really well with the projects I've been creating. So I'm just going to use them up. One last thing I'm going to do on this card is to round the top right corner. Let me do that one more time. It didn't create a smooth corner there, and I'll do the same with the card base. I'll add some dot liner to the card base, and then I can attach my main panel to this. I'm using lots of dot liner just because the panel did warp a little bit because of the embossed stripe down the side. But this will hold it in place really well. And I didn't get this perfectly straight on my card base, but I didn't want to risk peeling it up and ripping it. And here is a close-up look. I'll be back again tomorrow for day 16 of the Crafty Advent Calendar. I hope you're enjoying the series and getting lots of fun inspiration. See you soon. Bye.